You know, RMS got started, my dad was a salesman for Minneapolis Steel and Machinery, and part of his territory was the iron range. And he was selling fire engines for fire engines and for trucks, and so he liked the idea of living up north. And he went back to the office and said, I'd like to take on the franchise for you guys and open my own business. And that was 1926. When I came in the company in 1955, I just graduated from college and got married and moved to Crookston. We never had a salesman up there, and my dad thought that'd be a good place for me to go, and of course I starved to death up there. 3-4 months later, Mike graduated from the university, and my dad thought a good place to go would be Rhinelander, Wisconsin. And he too starved down there since we didn't have an office. He'd been there for about 6 months, and my dad said, I just got an opportunity to open up in Minneapolis. So he said, I want one of you to come down with me and the other one can stay. And Mike said right away, I'll go to Minneapolis. And I said, I'll stay. And that's about how it came. The big dealers were in Minneapolis. Well, they're all over the state. And we were somewhat intimidated for about the first 4 or 5 years. And then one day Mike said to me, I don't give a damn what those guys do. We're going to do it our own way. And I said, I agree. Once they opened and we were statewide, some of the manufacturers were interested in us handling their account. In northern Minnesota, we serve a number of industries. The mining company was a big, but there was forestry, shipping, and there were municipalities. Nobody up there had the lines that we had. So the customers were used to calling us and saying, do you have something to handle this? And we said, yeah, we do. So it really, that idea really caused us to grow faster than any competitor up there. You know, we had like a 75A Michigan loader in our showroom floor. And Danny Coho and Tom Brunner from E.W. Kuhn's company, contractor range, they asked for me. I was in my office, and I said, hey, what are you guys doing here? And they said, we heard you took on the Michigan line. I said, yeah. He said, that machine out in the showroom floor, is it sold yet? And I said, no. He said, we'll take it. I'd never had that happen. And they bought a lot of, you know, and for once in my life, people were asking for this stuff. You know, I was always selling something, you know, I mean, against all the competition. And now at last they're saying, I gotta have it. I sold a 275 loader to Peter Johnson. He was all Caterpillar. So he started buying 275s, and the Cat guy came in. He said, why are you buying those 275s? Why not more 988s? And Peter looked him right in the eye and he says, because it's a better product. And this guy, Fred Holmberg, said, don't tell anybody. And then, of course, Komatsu was the same way. I don't think there was a better quality product around. When we got a Austin Western motor grader or a Michigan loader in stock, if you put newspapers underneath it, they'd be covered in oil. When Komatsu came in with crawler dozers and rubber-tired loaders, you put newspapers there, it wasn't a drop of oil. And it was really a quality product. And we would take a D65 and we'd rent a D6 Caterpillar. We had a 7-roller bottom, they had a 6-roller bottom, and we would go blade to blade and we'd push them all over the place. Their tracks are kind of moving, but we are pushing them all over. We sold more D65s that way